Hello everyone, welcome back to the Battlefield. Siege Ryan here. We are coming to the pinnacle, the point of the March Madness week. I guess it's not the month, it's just the week. I got absolutely dumpstered by this deck online. This is Mono Black Affinity, Mono Black Artifacts. It was very, very good. I just gotta say, if you're skipping through this deck anyway, go to the Jund matchup. It goes for a little while, but holy crap, the amount of back and forth there was, and I'm not going to spoil it on who won. It was a very good give and take, and just like this is why we play Pauper, right? Like sometimes the games are just absolutely insane, and this format offers so much interaction that the games just feel good. You know, you're not just playing Modern or Legacy and you just get comboed out and you're like, cool, let's go to sideboarding and I hope I draw a Vexing Warble or whatever. It's actually like, here's my grip, I'm going to get at least 10 turns out of this, and my players are going to affect how the rest of the game goes. So anyway, let me just get to the deck. So this is Mono Black Affinity. It's running a crap ton of artifacts and non-creature spells, and the idea is you're meant to use Pactol Terror. So this card says whenever this creature or another artifact enters, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So it uses the really good cards such as Fanatical Offerings and Eviscerator's Insights to then help churn out constantly all the draw spells like Ica Wellspring. It uses things like Black Mage's Rod to get more of the draining with non-creature spells, so you get them off the insights and you're playing your artifacts, and it really just drains down. But what this deck offers, which probably other decks don't, you know, when thinking about like the Absent Solstices list where that you gain life, you can drain with your 2 black creature, is it runs Glaze Fiend. So this card is from Shards of Alara, so it's an oldie but a goodie. Crazy artwork as well. And it's a flying creature. Whenever another artifact control enters, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. So we're not trying to Kiln Fiend people or anything like that in Team of Battle Rage or whatever, or Tainted Strike, which is a story for another day. We are essentially, we can play that on turn 2, and then we can go really crazy with artifacts and just deplete their life totals so quickly, and then have this backup and other game plans. It's not even like really have game plan A and B, and they're both pretty good, to be honest. You know, we have these removal spells and ways to drain and then do a lot of damage in the air in terms of this and Refurbish from there, because this card probably should be banned. It's just a ridiculously good card. So anyway, that's the main part of the deck. We've got a couple of the artifact lands as well. Sideboard wise, I did utilize this deck from another user, but I did alter some of the numbers and stuff like that. So really what I did, they used like Extracted Confession, Arms of Fadar. I just thought, depending on how games go, like against Mono Red Rally and stuff, if they're playing Cast into Fire, I wanted things like Spinning Darkness, just to kind of keep us alive at the beginning so we can get into our Pactol. So I'm running a couple of removal spells like that, and I just put a Go for the Throat in the sideboard as well, because, you know, people are running around with Leonardo, you know, all these new legendary creatures from like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. I wanted a way just to get, just to remove them, that's not a snuff out. So yeah, 2 cast downs to the main and 2 snuff out. So that is that other way of doing it. And then the 4 duress is just for any of the non-creature spells. And like I was saying with the Jund decks and stuff, sometimes they play enchantments that are really, really powerful, like Makeshift Munitions. And makes games very hard to play. So ways to get rid of that. Black does not really have much enchantment removal. It does, but it's not very good. You're losing life from it. So duress is just 1 mana. Let's just deal with the troublesome cards outside of Wrath and Chrysalis. So that's all the main deck. If you do enjoy these videos, please feel free to like and subscribe. I don't know if by the time I upload this video today, it's Sunday in Australia, so it is, what's that? It's the 8th of March, end of our week of the March Madness. And I think last time I checked, I'm at 998 subscribers. So thank you everyone for subscribing. And if you haven't, I hope you do. Hope you enjoy it. Who knows? And thanks for everyone that's subbed along the way. It's been a bit of a journey. So thank you very much. I didn't think this channel would pick up any kind of traction. And I mean, 1,000 subscribers, it's just a drop in the ocean for probably other YouTubers, but like, I really do appreciate it. I read all your comments and talk through everything that I see, and you give me good advice as well. And I think we come up with some pretty cool brews. And so I really appreciate anyone that gives me ideas and lists and stuff like that. It's been really fun. So I do intend to continue doing this. So thank you very much. If you do want to support me in any way, I do have a coffee down the bottom. You can use my code Siege Ryan at Mana Traders to get some money off after a couple of months. And yeah, let's just jam into it. Let's play this game, play these games. You'll find, yeah, the Jund matchup is like, it was very fun. So anyway, I'll see you in the first one. All right, we've queued against Junk Dog here. It's a fire username. Thanks, King. They said fire username, that's good. All right, this hand's good. Especially if we play against any kind of specific removal or anything. We will start with a Vault of Whispers, because if we draw another Vault of Whispers, we can play through a Refurbish Familiar on 2 or a Darksteel Citadel. It's not a completely 0% chance. And it's a very good way to start off the game here. So we're playing against Jund, it looks like. All right, we can't do anything here. We'll just pass and play a turn 3 Refurbished Familiar, which is probably how it was designed to be, not busted on turn 2. Okay, Volta Whispers, Jixian Infiltrator. So we're looking at getting rid of that and then playing our Refurbished Familiar, which is an absolutely fire turn, to be honest. We could play the Rod first, actually. Nah, the Refurbished Familiar is probably better here. Let's just go, Grim Bauble, and then we can cast Familiar for 2. Bing Bong. And then next turn we can go Black Mage's Rod, sack a Grim Bauble. Very good 1-2 punch here, and they only got like the 1 land kicking around. Jixian Infiltrator can get really scary really fast. So if they're playing Twisted Landscape, they might just be playing like a mono black build, potentially. But if they're playing Jund, this gets a little bit more interesting with our snuff outs. Otherwise, we just queued into mono black again. Okay, we might just be playing black. All right, let's see how this goes, because I was thinking about running a Jixian Infiltrator. Okay, Invis is inside. So what we're going to do is just attack for 2 first. We'll play the Black Mage's Rod. I think we've got a good curve going. We've got lots of draws as well. Play the Rod. And we're going to get rid of this Grim Bauble. They just asked me how mono black affinity is, and I just said it's gone well. But yeah, you know, other colors can sometimes help. I said, but it's going well in terms of the mana base and stuff. So they're playing red black. Okay. He's hoping they just hit one of our creatures if we can use a Fanatical Offering on that. I mean, I'd rather not use anything. Right, there's a Fanatical Offering. If this is the case, then we'll just fire it off on our Grim Bauble. They can't play like Refurbished Familiar here just yet, but they can play a land and do it. Spellbomb, okay. They can still play Refurbished Familiar here. They are. Alright. Let us we'll just discard the inside. I probably should have drew a card first. They can't do anything else. Let's just target this. Hopefully we just draw like a Pact or something like that. We can start cracking in them with that. We want to hit our land drops as well. Alright, Darksoul Citadel. Okay. Let us just play Olympus first. Blood Fountain. They have Spellbomb. Is not as good. Let's bottom that. That's interesting. What I'm going to do is actually just go map token. Well, we can't equip as well. I was hoping we could have technically, I guess, gone like 3 equip and then map tokened, but I think that matters as much now we have that. Let's play Swamp. Let's attack with both. And then we're probably just going to fire off the offering now, I think. They're blocking there. Okay, if they're doing this, then I think we just do the offering on their end step. Play the Pactol and then hopefully draw something else of use. I mean, if we really need more draws, we might just eviscerate as the map token next turn, just to draw 2 more cards, just to stay on top of things. And that's a scary card as well, because they can sacrifice 3 things right now. So I wouldn't mind drawing. We're only running 2 cast downs as well. So I'm very lucky we were able to get like 1 thing on that Infiltrator. Yeah, 3/2 is scary. But if that's the only thing they have as well, then it's not as scary. Like we have other means, you know? Alright, they hit our graveyard now, which tells me they probably don't have too much in their hand. Crackland Shaman. Okay, let's just offering now. So we get at least one aspect of dealing 1. And then let's try and draw something here, eh? Can't do much into that. I don't have many artifacts. Okay. I think what we do, let's just play this. And then play the Citadel, get a drain. Because the Pactol can definitely get something there. and then we'll pass, because I think we're just going to eviscerate his, this hero token. And it can even be likely if they want to, we can block with this hero token, but they don't. They essentially, because they are Jund stacks, so they are just like a Jund deck, which means that they probably have cast down in their hand as well. We haven't seen any of the artifact lands though, the tapped ones, the indestructible. We can draw a fair few cards this turn and next turn with the Eviscerated's Insight. I mean, we're just going to discard one of these swamps. I mean, it looks like we have fairly good parity here because we've got 3 cards in hand. They've got 4. They can't use anything in their graveyard. Wellspring would be a good draw. Yeah, the map token usually gets 2 more. What's on top of their deck? It's a swamp. Okay, that's at least a little bit better. Still only 1 artifact. They're meant to explore on that Craftland Shaman that they said, which makes sense because it is like a... Because then you can just fire it off and then not lose it. But I think what we'll do is, yeah, we'll just block with our hero token and then we'll just sack it. And let's try and draw a cast down because I feel like this gets a little bit easier once we draw a cast down. Yeah, that's fine. They can cast. Well, I had a feeling they had something like that anyway. All right, Refurbished Familiar is nice as well. At least we can cast that. Not mega dead yet. Let's play this, and let's just target. Let's target this map token with the Fanatical Offering, and try and hit something. I think. Otherwise, we can just map in. Wellspring's good. So we land. Wellspring, keep up Offering, take 1 hit. Glaze Fiend is nice. Let's play Glaze Fiend. And then we get a little bit crazy with our instants and sorceries next turn. What do they discard? Yeah, they had a bunch of do-nothings as well in their hand. At least these creatures have flying, so they can't be Crackland Shamaned. It's just our Pactol that can be Crackland Shamaned. Probably an extent where I want to equip the Black Mage's Rod. I think we take whatever damage here. 6, 7, whatever. Like we've got Alembis and they're on 11. And I think we're ahead on the clock here. Unless they draw something specifically for this Glaze Fiend, I think we're good. Unless they draw Chrysalis, then we're absolutely cooked. Yeah, I think they realized the Shaman wasn't good here. Makeshift is huge. That is a huge draw. Yeah, they're just going to pick both of our creatures and get in now. So we really need to draw a cast down and like... Just... we need to draw something very good, but Munitions is going to absolutely hose us. And we're on a 2-turn clock now, so we've got to draw something really good here. And the thing is with black is we don't have anything for Munitions. Black Mage's Rod. Nah, sadly, we're going to perish to this, so we gotta... I should have tapped a little bit differently, but we'll just do the Wellspring. We might be able to explore onto a token to keep it alive. I mean, that's literally the best rules we could have asked for, to be honest. So, thank you, deck. Thank you, deck, for being so nice to me. Let's play this. We can play it all, which is good. And let's, I want to explore, so we won't even Black Mage's Rod here. Cleansing Wildfire. So they haven't drawn their indestructible lands. Let's play this. And let's get these both out of range of a Munitions. No, because we want to just do it for both. We will chuck it in there. They could draw a Chrysalis, which does put a damper on things. But we've got to cast down for this. I'm just wondering if we do it now or not. I think we do it now. Because otherwise they can just sack and deal one to something else, and then yeah, there could be an argument of not doing that cast down there. But this game is absolutely sick. This is a cool game. Real back and forth here. It's just saying. Wellspring, good draw, good draw. Great to sack that as well to deal damage to things. So we'll see how we go. At least we got an Eviscerator still. So all right, they can't do the munitions here. Can still be pretty cooked by this munitions. So any other new refurbished familiars are kind of crap. We need other pack dolls really, I think, to get anywhere really. I think what we're doing is we're probably just going to fire off this Black Mage's Rod. Oh, now we're not. It's gone bye-bye. Probably put off the Treadle as we're getting in with this Black Mage's Rod. Okay, we've got to cast down. I think... Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do equip the Rod. Let's get in for 4. You can probably just block. So here we've got Eviscerators. What do we want Eviscerators here? Let's just do this. Get the draw 2, ping for 1. And we just like absolutely back where we started. Wellspring's just such good ammunition for the munitions here. Like Goblin's having a good time just finding whatever's on the ground. Oh, Chrysalis, there it is. All right, this is a lot more grimmer. We obviously they can just sack now the spawns to get rid of this, and they have this in play. But we're going to cast down this Chrysalis. This Chrysalis is just kind of like a cover. It's just so hard to deal with. I'll take the block here. It's going to end badly otherwise, and we can just cast down this Chrysalis. Okay, that's a Glaze Fiend, which is not a good card. But it's a card we could sacrifice. Let's play our land. Let's just cast down this. Yeah, munitions me, that's fair enough. And this Glaze Fiend, sadly, is just going to draw another card from our deck. They can just literally sack a ham sandwich. So good, the munitions. They kind of just have like all our stuff that we have, except they have Chrysalis in the draw spells. So we sacrifice that and we're a faster deck, but the munitions here is just kind of too good. It's targeting the Glaze Fiend. Yeah, let's we'll sacrifice our Glaze Fiend. Alright, Blood Fountain is a tremendous draw. It gets refurbished familiars and it gets a pack doll, which is what we care about. Alright, well, that's Chrysalis, so we're in for a bit more of a battle here. And they're doing this now. It's interesting. I guess they want to play a Wellspring or something. I don't think we have any more cast downs, which is our problem. I think we need draw pack dolls now. Okay. Well, how much do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can go this for... I guess the problem is to go 1, 2, 3, 4. They do have lethal. Let's get back. We could do double refurbish familiar. It's not awful. They can sack and get rid of it though. Then we need to cast down. Then they have no cards left in their hand. It honestly, I think, is that, to be honest. So we can still play the Wellspring then. Yeah, well, let's play 1. Alright, get rid of 1 card. What is it? Oh, just getting rid of it. Fair enough. Yep. They're probably going to cook us with this Chrysalis. But if we draw just specifically, we might be able to get there. They must have good cards in their hand as well, to be honest. So get rid of cast down. So the pack would have been a terrible play anyway. Another Chrysalis. Jesus. Well, let's play this. They can shoot that down. Get him for 6. Another pack doll. Okay. We need another Blood Fountain, really, so we can do it all over again. Chrysalis into Chrysalis is pretty grim for us, though. Six, seven, eight, nine. Yeah, another Chrysalis seals the deal. So they had their hand must be just mono Chrysalises then. Let's bring in this. Extract Confession's interesting. It does hit the Chrysalises, and it does hit a couple of the other things. Go for the Throat's good. Grim Baubles not good. So let's bring in these. Let's cut Bauble. What else is not good? Snuff Outs just seems a bit We'll cut that. I think the Black Mage's Rods are fine. We need the Duresses to get the makeshift munitions. Normally they run 1 or 2. The Glaze Fiends feel a bit more iffy. But I feel like we've got to be fast. I think we cut some Glaze Fiends. Packdoors still seem okay. Blood Fountains seem OP. Never cutting Refurbished Familiars in a million years. We've got to cut something though. I guess the Black Mage's Rods aren't as good. We just are cutting the Limbuses. I can just see the Glaze Fiend maybe being enough. Like if we're fast enough. That's why I feel kind of a bit gross cutting those. But this is an interesting matchup regardless. Okay. I mean, we've got a Duress, but I think we still cut this and go to 6. This is better. I think what we do is we just cut a... I mean, it's not better. We'll do this and we'll just cut a... I think the Duress into Duress is fine. We might be eating our words, but I kind of want our Swamps to get into things. You know, we can't even play Refurbished Familiar with this mana. So let's try and just hit some of their early stuff and take it from there. Cleansing. Let's take the Wellspring. And then we'll take the Cleansing Wildfire next. And then they at least can't do anything until their big dog drops. Yeah. Our turn. I mean, Blood Fountain's nice. We'll play that. The Refurbished Familiar would be excellent as well. Yeah, so they got another land and cleansing, so we'll take that, and then they can't get an early Chrysalis down because that's gonna just kill us. Can't do anything about that. Now, if they do go Chrysalis later on into munitions, we're pretty cooked. But at least now, I kind of want to do your 1-2, so we can't get Refurbished Familiar off this, so we'll just pass. Normally, you can just sacrifice, but then we only have 2 artifacts. So Refurbished Familiar, let's just discard the Swamp, not give them extra information. It's a good draw to get, because this is going into a Chrysalis after this. Let us sack the Blood Token. 2 Swamps, that's not good for us. Now look, this red is inside. I don't want to hit... I could hit the Vault of Whispers. The Blood Fountain could come in handy later on. Then playing Chrysalis here is brutal though. I think probably, yeah, we're hitting the Vault of Whispers because we've got this other Swamp in our hand. Alright, we're taking 2. Nothing we can do about that. Land Chrysalis, yeah, fair enough. Now you tap a red. Turn off our auto yields, and yeah, we will just play. The card's so good. Our turn's a lot worse than theirs with second a land. And we're getting another land in a Fanatic Offering. I mean, we could have, I guess, done the Fanatic Offering. Let's just pass. We've hit a land drop. We'll do the same thing we do on the Vault of Whispers as well, I guess. I think we keep around the Blood Fountain just in case. If they play munitions, we're cooked though, bro. We're so cooked. And if you draw a cast down, they can sack the Chrysalis. Yeah, let's just go this, sack this. I think the scary part is they can play another Chrysalis here. Well, that was one reason to keep it around. Yeah, that's fine. I guess we'll just do another Fanatical Offering. Maybe we should just be a little bit harder in what we played. Junding is Junding us out. Like this deck feels good, but it's probably just like you sacrifice some of the model grind to just be faster. Well, there's the cast down. Let's go land. Let's play Refurbish Familiar. So we have a blocker. Do you want to just... We'll pass. I'm hoping they kind of just tap out to use a Fanatical Offering here or something. And then we can at least cast down the Chrysalis and then don't get value. Okay, they don't. Okay. They're playing Limbus. We're still going to be casting down this Wrathing Chrysalis. And blocking that Refurbished Familiar, to be honest. Alright, this means they don't have another Chrysalis, which is good. Yeah, fair enough they don't want to block with that, because we can just get back with Blood Fountain anyway. They're running the Infiltrator. I think we blocked, to be honest. We got an Infiltrator, we got Equal Wellspring. Let's just cast down that. Bing bong. Bing bong, money gone. Chrysalis is out of here. And we knew they had the sack anyway, so they at least get the value off that. It's the dream when that happens, really. But at least we have a bit of a free reign coming into our turn, even though that doesn't really matter that much. They did have that. Okay, well, let's just play this first. Glaze Fiend's interesting. If they have munitions, we're pretty cooked. I think we've got to kind of be a little bit lucky here. Let's play this, and maybe we even just go land and just map token onto the Glaze Fiend, so it survives like 1 munitions. We just get swamp anyway. All right. Well, let's attack for 2. If they're blocking, that's scary because that tells me they have an answer for this Glaze Fiend. Okay, that's good. So that means that they likely need a blocker to block this Glaze Fiend. And hopefully we can just... I really don't want to cast down it though. This cast down needs to be saved for Chrysalis a lot. Or an Infiltrator. Probably should have cut the baubles. I did cut the baubles, that's good. Yeah, I think we have to be a bit too lucky, which is a bit sad. Maybe they just could double map token onto the Refurbished Familiar. Seems pretty good. But my god, things get hard, we don't have this cast down. Okay, this does look like that. Oh, unless they just want to play Wellspring. Bing bong. Yeah, they do. Okay. Just got a fair few cards in hand. We'll take it. I think we got a better clock than them though. So now what we'll do is we will play... I don't want to... We're not getting used to how these Eviscerators. They can Wellspring or whatever with those. I'd rather get my this Blood Fountain, to be honest. Another Fanatical Offering. Okay, so we get another map token. Extractor Confession's pretty good. I think we actually fire that off now, to be honest. And then we keep up this Fanatic Offering. And then exiling 6. So cast down. Offerings are fine. Go. Yep, and then I could just fire off another offering. You know, let's do that. Let's just get more damage in. Sack, draw. Oh, there's a Duress. If they're playing munitions, they're playing munitions. They would have Windmill Slammed it as well on the previous turn. I probably just kept back the Refurbished Familiar. Don't play munitions. Please, please God, don't play munitions. I can't beat that card. If they play it, I'll concede. Our deck's just not suited for it. We can't remove it. Refurbished Familiar. All right, that's good. We can remove a swamp from our hand because we do not want a swamp. Maybe they go Blood Fountain and get back. Maybe I should have not done the other Fanatical Offering and just did a spell bomb, just in case if they played a Blood Fountain, because they would have gone back to Chrysalis then. And that'll be a big yoof, a big yoof. If I was them, I'd probably be firing off this spell bomb though, because we can now use our Eviscerators to draw cards. And they are, okay. No, they're just playing last spell bomb. Okay. Oh, we'll take 2. While they've been doing this, I'm going to actually eviscerate his, just so we have, just so we get some kind of value before they nail spell bomb. That's all. Okay, there's that. Well, I honestly just want to duress them first. We're a 9. I think that's okay. What's this? Pulse. Oh gosh, I wish I had played this. No, spellbomb. At least we got a and then they have nothing in their hand. At least we hit a Wellspring. Well, now we can play this now. Spellbomb. Crack them for 2. They've got a cast down for the Wrathing Chrysalis. There's a lot going on here. Pulse is a very good hand though. They're an 18. It's a shame that we had to play like that. They forgot the nice spell bomb a little bit earlier. This is very much an uphill battle. Okay. They play the big boy. At least we have a cast down for it. Okay, they got an insight on the top, which is pretty good for them. Our turn's a little bit... We need something off this Wellspring, really. So getting in here for 5, dropping us to 4. So we cast down them, get some level of... We're definitely firing cast down now, so they don't get anything off the Chrysalis. They didn't bin that either, so they're drawing that. So now they're just tapped out now. But they're probably doing this so we didn't get the other Eviscerators in sight. Okay, we get another Spell Bomb, which is not terrible. Let's draw a card first. And Ham's damage really does a number on us. I think we want to keep playing Glaze Fiends though. I think we'll play the Glaze Fiend. We'll hold on to the Null Spell Bomb. So we got one, and then we can cycle the Null Spell Bomb if we want to. Cast down this. We'll block one Refurbished Familiar. They got Lembas as well though. We'll attack for 4. I think we just needed the other Glaze Fiend out to actually get anywhere. And they'll probably just Spell Bomb end of turn. Again, Ammunitions cooks us. This Refurbished Familiar is going to be blocking something, otherwise we die. And then, yeah, I mean, we have to really change stuff through. Eviscerator's Insight. I mean, they're drawing 3 cards. Chrysalis is cooked. Munitions is cooked. Cast down's cooked. There are lots of good cards that they can play. Can't be bad at these games. Like, it's been a phenomenal game, to be honest. This is like exactly what you want out of Pauper, you know what I mean? Like, such a big back and forth, and we're still threatening lethal here. Like, if they don't draw a specific card, you know, they might have to hold Lembuses up, they might have to hold these back as blockers. Yeah. I mean, them not playing a Chrysalis here makes me happy. And they've already played 2 Chrysali. And we have to block this, yeah. They know we don't have any instant speed artifacts. They could also just have bolts or something like that, but we just got to do what we got to do. We have to play to our outs. We've got a 2. If they can do something, they can do it. Munitions is it's still the best draw that they have. I love makeshift munitions. So glad Goblin Bombardment is not a common. Right, they're ending, so we'll cycle this through. They could have a pulse, but I think it's kind of things like next turn is like how this game's going. You know what I mean? Let's pay this. Pay the black. Draw a card. Alright, Volatile Whispers. That adds to it, but if they remove us, I feel like they would have just done the refurbish from us. So we had to block with the Glaze Fiend then. So they're on 15, and I need to play a lot of artifact spells. Play 3. Right deck. Backdoor's a good draw. Oh, I was meant to play the Pactol first. Shite. They may have cost us the game, actually. Oh, no. Well, let's play the Pactol. I think it may have actually caught it. If they don't have anything, that's the thing as well, right? Shield them all. They might have a cast down for this Pactol anyway. I played too fast there. I was meant to play the land before the Pactol. Always yield to these. We'll play a Black Mage's Rod. We're not dead to any of those other specific ones, but this is like... Maybe they didn't draw anything. Which I find it hard to believe, to be honest. We'll play another Spell Bomb. We play a lot of artifacts. There we go, opponent. That's there you go. They're 8/8s. Both of them are lethal. Glaze Fiend felt good. We're bringing back in the Glaze Fiends if we go to a game 3. Yes. While stacking 2 Limbuses? I don't think that's enough though. Eviscerators. That's probably, they should have done that before though. Yeah. Damn. There we go. Alright, Glaze Fiend, you're back in. Maybe that is how we're just winning. Extracting was still good. Less on the Spellbomb shenanigans. I feel like that's what we kind of needed to do. They ran Pulse, so I don't think they're running like a Blood Fountain version. So I think only 2 now Spellbombs is fine. And just try and get them with Glaze Fiends. Handle the Chrysalis. Oh, look, it's a keepable hand. We have removal for their stuff, especially if they play a fast turn. Okay, that's good for us as well. We'll start with the Vault of Whispers into the Dark Soul Citadel because we might still hit a Refurbished Familiar, which I kind of still want to play first. Otherwise, we'll play our Glaze Fiend first. I mean, they might just go straight into a Chrysalis, to be honest. And we can't extract a Confession straight away for a Chrysalis. 3 off the top. Well, let's just play our Glaze Fiend. Maybe we should have played the other artifact because then at least we could have gone to a 2/3 into a 4/5 and force them to sack their stuff to block it if they have a Chrysalis. Maybe I just brought in too many Confessions. Maybe we should have cut 1 or 2 of them. This means no Refurbished Familiar though, which is what Ryan likes. But I should have played the artifact lands a little bit differently. This deck definitely has more to it than I thought. Let's play Refurbished Familiar, because we know at least we've got the artifacts in play. I smell a Bolt coming in, but anyway, we'll play with this Wellspring. Breath Weapon's probably pretty good as well. Alright, in for 4. If they play a Chrysalis, we can't get rid of it just yet. Unless they Chrysalis and get rid of one of our creatures, then we can. I wouldn't mind discarding at least one of these. Alright, that's good. We can extract a Confession that. That's good. And we can Eviscerate some other stuff. Let's go land. We don't have any other artifacts. Let's just inside on their end step, I think. We'll attack. We don't have any artifacts, we'll just attack. It's a good clock as long as we get some other stuff going on for us. The option was, I guess we could have maybe just played faster and just different cast down. Well, let's just Eviscerate as that. Bing bong. Don't even want to do that. Yeah, because we can flash it back. And we've got another Fanatical Offering anyway. Alright, please, please, please don't play Munitions. We cannot beat that card. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. It's very good against us. We are going to probably still extract here. Let's just Duress first and see what they have. Pulse and Wellspring. Well, let's just take the Pulse. So I do want to get rid of that first. 2, 4, 6, 5. Pulse is pretty brutal. They don't have 1 green source though. You know what? let's just cast down this Chrysalis and get in again. And then next turn we can extract a Confession. We can Offering and then extract a Confession. So 2 Wellsprings in hand. We have a long journey ahead of us in terms of clock, but you know, maybe it's enough. Them playing Wellspring here is very good though. They can play both their Wellsprings. And like a Refurbished Familiar is obviously absolutely cooked here. Cleansing Wildfire, okay. Well, they're getting their ramp. So good. It's just Rampant Growth that just draws a card as well. Crazy card. They got 2 Forest Swamp. The color's pretty good now. We might even go to time, to be honest. And Spellbomb. Okay, they should crack the Spellbomb now because of Extract Confession. Alright, we're going to fire off the Confession now then. Oh, should we be risky? No, we're not going to be risky. Let's cast an additional cost. Let's not be silly. Yeah, those 6 done. Make them sack the Writhing Chrysalis. It would have been funny, but alas. Let's attack for 2 and we'll play the Black Mage's Rod. They don't have a life gain now. Maybe we can get there with a Black Mage's Rod and just cycling a lot of crap. Mayhaps. Now I can just play mono Ichor Wellsprings. What we're going to do is deal 10. That's it. That's all we have to do. With no plays, you can do what you want this turn. I have nothing. The Wellspring, please don't play Munitions. Please don't play Munitions. He is too good against me. Rather cycling that. Okay, that's good for us. But now Offerings and stuff are all good. And we can get in with everything as well. Then you have green mana. Let's just start off with a Offering first and just see what we hit. Because honestly, I might even just try and get more damage across. I think we play this. I'm not going to equip. I think we do another Offering. In which case, let us just explore into here, I think. Because we can get rid of one of these artifact lands anyway. We just drew another land. Okay, well, let's attack with both. And then, yeah, on our turn, I mean, they can definitely have like a bunch of stuff on their turn. So all we have to do is deal 7. That's it. And extract a Confession and an Offering can kind of do that thing. Okay, so obviously not another Chrysalis. Breath Weapon, alright. Well, in this case, we will definitely sacrifice this to draw a card, deal enough damage. And hopefully draw a Pacto or something. A Glaze Fiend's good. I do like a Glaze Fiend. Alright, you can have one of my many swamps, my dude. I don't have much going on with those. You can have them. And, oh yeah, just cycling that. Alright, we're pretty like... Even though I got like so many cards in hand, I kind of don't have anything. We're just going to go double Glaze Fiend. And we're going to play a land because I actually want to go double Citadel on our turns. And we'll keep Extract. I think we'll keep the map tokens back as well. That's what I have, opponent. Actual nothing. Actual factual nothing. We do have an Extract if they do want to play a Chrysalis. Then we can play that. We actually technically have lethal if they don't do anything, but it's very likely that they're going to do something. But otherwise, we can equip the Black Mage's Rod into a Glaze Fiend. We'll play a Citadel first, so we get around a Breath Weapon. They probably should have done it there anyway. We'll play this. So we'll chuck the make them both 2/3s, so they get through any form of that. We're going to equip this to there, and then we're going to extract without collecting evidence. Make them sack a creature, and then we have lethal in play. Okay. We did have lethal in play. So now if they draw a Chrysalis, we are cooked. Anyway, we'll explore into here. No, keep it on top. Attack for 3. And we can still kind of get there anyway. If even if they have a Chrysalis, we can attach the Black Mage's Rod, and then we can use the Eviscerators inside. Again, Munitions is an absolute crack draw. Refurbished Familiar. You can have a swamp, my dude. Swamp. And what's this? Oh, it is a Chrysalis. Okay. We need to double spell them now. Insane games this is. Actually, I think we have them anyway. If we can flush it back, which we can't yet. Sacrifice a Citadel. Just like any spell, please. Any non-creature spell I can play. I'll play a Swamp. Go ahead, opponent. You're on 1. That is just funny. And I have an Eviscerator's inside that I can cast next turn. It's a crazy game. Oh, you drew the Spell Bomb. Oh my gosh. Firing that off so quick. Yeah. Oh gosh, this is so funny. They have to crack in with something here. They have to. I'm definitely not blocking. Yeah. Fair enough. It's better to do that, I guess, because of Extract Confession, but again, we don't have anything in the graveyard. I'll take 2. They must have a cast down, I guess. They can't, because otherwise you could instant speed something. They're not using that mana for anything. Okay, deck. Give me a non-creature spell. I mean, that does it. There we go. Pactol. Okay, do you have a pulse? Insane games. Alright, we're on the play, which is fantastic. And this hand is also pretty good. We have quite an early Refurbish Familiar, draw spells, got the Pactol Terror. There's not too much else we really want, I think. Yeah, I mean, if this was a Vault of Whispers, things get a lot better, but that's okay. We just play this. We could have technically, I guess, played the Citadel first in case we got if we drew a Vault of Whispers off the top, because then we could play a turn 2 Refurbish Familiar. But I'm quite happy just playing Black Mage's Rod. But technically, it was correct to play the Darksteel Citadel. Alright, and we got Plains into Relic of Patronus, which is interesting. Pretty good card. Let's just play the Rod, and then next turn we can play Refurbish Familiar. And just get a bit of clock down, I think. If it's a bit interesting in that they're playing a Relic. It's a little bit telling. Wait, alternatively as well, we can just attack with the hero token and then inside it, and then just draw 2 cards to try and hit another land. Is the other option. Alright, red, white. Highland Berserker, let's go. Allies, get that bread. So they only get first strike on their turn, essentially. So we can still attack with this, and allies are very much in the landscape of they want to keep all their creatures around. So I'm quite happy actually trading here, and I think we'll play Refurbish Familiar. I could. It is really, really tempting to fire off the Insight, because if we hit anything, maybe if it was the other one, I think we'll just play Refurbish Familiar. It doesn't get easier. I do want to hit my land drops. We probably want to be more controlling as well and hit land drops. Let's just do Insight now to try and hit a land drop. That is not good for us. So I was thinking, like, if it was Fanatical Offering, then we can technically still go pretty hard with stuff. Yeah, this deck runs 20 lands, so it runs a fair bit, and we're in the top 10. We've hit 2. Ooh, I like this. Depletion counter, Sandstone Needle, very nice. Just means they have a bigger turn next turn. They might be playing like the 4-drop ones. I think we do spend this turn and probably just play the Glaze Fiend. They might have a removal spell for it, I guess. But let's just get it down, I say. We'll probably race him with the Glaze Fiend now. And it's better to do this than like the Refurbished Familiar for other things, because Refurbished Familiar now is just 1 mana. VS, if we just played it, then it'd be 2. Just a lot of Pactol Terrors. I kind of wish at least one of these were a Swamp. Don't get me wrong, they're a good card, but yeah, we're a little bit lacking with other stuff. We might be getting rid of this Black Mage's Rod very soon, just to try and draw something else. Yeah, old Raven Charm, fair enough. Knock the creature out. Yeah, we kind of need to draw like a Vault of Whispers. But 4 mana, so they have that like Changeling ally. They also have that Kyoshi ally that's 4 mana. It's interesting that they're not doing anything pre-combat, so they're obviously not running. They don't obviously have a Coon Battle Singer or anything like that in their hand. And they're just passing. That's very interesting. So you've got Snuff Out. Like, I'm more inclined to actually play the Offering to try and hit a land. I mean, we could just play the Refurbished Familiar and say go. We do have other things. Guess we'll be discarding though. Let's just play the Refurbished Familiar and say go ahead, and then we can snuff out whatever they play to slow them down a little bit more. It's a little bit suspect what they're playing over there. Maybe they need like another white pip or something to play. I know that Changeling's 2 white pips. Be curious to know. We'll learn more what they have once they do this. Are they playing the Sergeant? Oh, sorry, I got a chat message here. Let me see. They're just saying they subscribe. Okay, so they're playing a cool. They're playing Remotion Sergeant as well. So that means they're running some of the Changelings probably. Which makes me think, what were they running in their hand? If they're keeping up like Forever Charms for other things. Now we have Snuff Out. Things are a little bit easier. Like Forever Charms not good here. That's fine. Honestly, if they don't play another creature, I'm going to Snuff Out this Berserker because we want to do Fanatical Offering. There's not really any protection in red. Yeah, they seem a bit just choked on the white mana. So let's just pay for life. This will pay itself off over 2 turns anyway. They're not doing much else. Okay, well we have the time to set up, but we just don't have the lands to do it. Let's just offering. Sadly, we'll just offering this and see if we get another land. Come on, deck, give me a land. Still no lands. Look, we're actually going to discard a Pack Doll, I think. It feels crazy, but everything, like we can bring it back with the Blood Fountain. Feels like we're both screwed on mana, which happens, you know. 20 lands is a fair amount, so 16 cards in. Sorry, 16 cards in is a fair way through to only see 2 lands, but that's okay. These things happen. Undo Cleric, there it is, the life gainer. But once we have, I mean, the Undo Cleric doesn't matter, it's more the engine, so we'll save the cast down for things like, whatchamacallit, like the, okay, we're playing Lembas. We're saving the cast downs for things like the Sergeants and stuff like that, things that are going to get creatures in play. Alright, sorry, that goes on the bottom. Let's get a land, please. Okay, there we go. Land number 1. Let's play Spellbomb. Because at least if they're running anything graveyard based, we can handle it that way. I wish we had a Wellspring we could use then after this, but that's okay. And the Spellbomb's better to play the Blood Fountain because we can Eviscerate it inside that, and then we can pay 1 black to draw an extra card on top as well. Because the graveyard likely doesn't matter as much. Alright, they got their other white pip, which tells me they probably got some... Alright, this is probably the thing that needs to be cast down this turn. Which makes me think they probably might even have another one. We have a smidge of time as well. I do feel like they've got a couple of bolts kicking around maybe. Grim Baubl's a fantastic draw. So I think what we do is let's Grim Bauble the Sergeant, and then we will insight the map token. And we just do that end step because we can keep around this. I guess we could do it now. Try hit a land. No, let's just keep the cast down open as well. We're a little while off from getting cooked here, so that's okay. Once I play the Battle Singer, that's when it gets a bit cringe. That's why I want the cast down kept up just in case. And we'll probably start playing these Pack Dolls then after that. Once we get a land, yeah, the Battle Singer. Yeah, this is where I just want to hit that because it's just going to get out of control. I don't have another one. Okay. But again, we need to just stave off some of this stuff, so let's just cast down this one. And it gives everything else haste, I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't want them to get this Lord effect anyway. Just hit that, they get it for 2. Every day we get closer to God. We might even be cracking this Lembas at some point, which is really cringe. Alright, land's good. So I think we do just jam the Pack Doll when you start gaining life, and this is a brick wall anyway. Love them playing allies. It's good stuff. Okay. We'll pass and let's see what we get. Yep, just getting rid of the relic. Fair enough. They're probably a journey to know where our senses in my future very soon, or a creature in a Thraben Charm. They have so many cards in hand, so I feel like they've got a very reactive hand here. I am looking at like a green-white counters list running the depletion lands. They can attack for one. This tells me that they have a bolt in hand, so we'll just take one here. I mean, they could just triple bolt us as well. Maybe that's what they have. If they have that, that's fair enough. Can't do anything about that. Because they have been harboring a lot of cards in their hand. Okay, alright. Well, now we got, let's just start off with a Blood Fountain. I'm not gonna, I want to gain some life here before I start going a little bit crazy. Because this gets a bunch, and we'll yield this Pack Doll, always yield, get the blood tokens. Gain some life. Let's just get a bit out of whack, and then let's attack. And then we'll probably, I mean, we could put the map token on if we want to, but I think we're probably going to be. I think I'd rather keep the map token around. So let's just like use the insight and just sack the this blood token. Get some lands down. We'll just keep the insight up, and then we can insight like the map token or whatever, and we'll just pass. The next we can play Pactol and then play our Nile Spellbomb and just go a little bit more ham. Bit of ham sandwich. Journey to Nowhere, you say? Well, if it's targeting that, then we're going to be sacrificing the Pactol. They're targeting this, so yeah, we'll pay up 2 mana, we'll sack this. Let's draw some more cards, and at least we have this other Pack Doll kicking around. Well, that's nice, we can play the Black Mage's Rod as well. Just gonna Pack Doll Rod, and just set up a little bit. We've drawn so many cards, and we've got 2 more Eviscerators in the graveyard if we need to use them, you know, so. And we'll be stopping this Undo a fair bit. This is where we'll be bringing in Arms of Hadar. Basically just all our removal. I think Spinning Darkness is nice as well, even though they've got relics. Okay, Swamp, that's fine. Let's play the Old Mate. To the Pack Doll. I definitely smell a bolt though. That. Alright, let's just pass the turn. Probably even just firing with the Eviscerators next turn. We'll play the other Nile Spellbomb. Eviscerator's probably a Spellbomb as well. Okay, attackers. No attackers. Which is fantastic for us. Vault of Whispers. Well, it's an artifact, so we'll play it. I guess the option was I could have brought back that creature. We'll attack, because we might even be... We'll play the Spellbomb, but we're very likely they're just going like Spellbomb, Eviscerator's Insight. I think let's just start with attacking everything, because I feel like we might be Blood Fountaining 2 Pack Dolls back. Like, they might block and use Bolt, because they've got a lot of cards in their hand. Okay, they're just taking. All right. I want to draw another card, so I'm quite happy to get rid of one of these other spell bombs. So we'll pass. And they're basically cooked from there, because they'll be losing a lot of spells anyway after this. Well, they gain life. That's the thing. I think 4's fine, and then depending on what they do, we should have lethal on our turn. There might be an option we should actually probably keep up Lembus, which sounds crazy. Nah, it does sound crazy. They need like a lot of burn to get anywhere. I just don't know what's sitting in their hand, that's all. Thraven Charm, eh? Well, let's just sacrifice that creature then. Yep, draw 2 cards. I'm going to cycle one of these spell bombs now as well. Pay the old black. Draw another card. Another swamp. Now the swamps are coming in. That's okay. That's alright. Alright, refurbish Familiar. Well, let's just... We don't have to go too crazy. Let's actually just equip... It's 3, isn't it? Hang on, 1 second. So we've got 8 mana. We could do... The equip's 3, though. Or we could go... Refurbish Familiar... And Eviscerators again. I think I'd prefer that, to be honest, to give up Cast Down and just do stuff on the end step again. Yeah, we'll attack. We'll play Refurbish Familiar. We have Cast Down. This Refurbish Familiar is definitely 1 mana. So let's play the 1 mana Refurbish Familiar. The 2/1 that is a 2/1 as well. Card's insane. Options there, we could have just done the map token as well. I mean, honestly, we'll turn off auto yields. Let's actually just exile this. I don't think we need it. We could potentially try and just get them this turn if we draw anything good. Glaze Fiend, okay. That's definitely not going to do it. We'll still play it. I think we could have just like done lethal there if we just thought about it more. Like we could just put the map token on the pack doll, got in, dropped them to 2, and then like equip the Black Mage's Rod. Equip the Black Mage's Rod. Attack, and then yeah, just do the map token and then draw some and cast down and finish them off. Alright, if this is the case, we're just going to cast down this Battle Singer. It's fine if they gain life. And this stops them from just going a bit too crazy. Back to getting a lot of life though. These allies are good. Might even just surveil with the Grim Ball just to try and hit something nice. We'll go to our upkeep for that. We just want to hit more artifacts really, because with this Glaze Fiend just can go absolutely Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs, mate. Yeah, let's sack this. See what we get. Blood Fountain, Wellspring. Something because we can almost Wellspring. So this is like what? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we play a land. Let's keep both on top. So go top, because we can do this with the Glaze Fiend as well. So we can top. Draw for turn. Play land. So we go 1, 2, 3. Let's equip to the Refurbish Familiar. And let's play the Wellspring. This deals 1 damage. It comes in, deals another damage. And then the Blood Fountain deals even more damage on top of that. They could have removal though as well, which is the thing. This gets a lot bigger, and then this. And this puts 2 artifacts in play as well. So it deals another damage. Then we deal 2 more with the Pactol. The Glaze Fiend gets bigger as well. It is definitely lethal. They probably have to think about if they have Forever Charm to get rid of this. Now it's over the top, and then we can attack with we'll attack with everything, to be honest. Bing bop boom, and that should take us to game 2. Now don't run into Dust to Dust. That is the plan. Our deck does not like Dust to Dust. And I take it. Oh. Go to sideboarding. So yeah, they're playing lots of creatures. So the spell bombs go away. I don't mind the blood fountains. Let's extract confession. Do you gain life from that? Let me double check that. No, it's greatest power, so it doesn't matter as much. Mind that. I like the Spitting Darknesses. Arms of Hadar. Duress seems a bit meh to me. I think we keep everything else relatively good as well. Maybe we do cut the blood fountains because of the graveyard stuff. We are running a lot more removal now. Probably cut the snuff outs because they're a bit too much, because we've got now just more streamlined removal, free stuff, gaining life. Yeah. The snuff outs are good, but like they're better against like Terra and stuff, where like they just have one big threat, and once you got that out of the way, you know, you can deal with the ward then. Essentially, it's just Doomblade when it's dealing with Terra or something like that. This sounds good, so we will start off with, this time around, the Darksoul Citadel, and then if we draw the Vault, then we can play Refurbished Familiar for 1 mana. So yeah, Citadel, and then say go. We'll probably play the Glaze Fiend still just to get the damage straight through, because they essentially take for a 2/3 every turn. Be very mindful of any kind of so no Vault Whispers, so we will just play the Glaze Fiend and say go. And then next turn we can just drop a Refurbished Familiar into life. Refurbished Familiar if they don't do anything. I mean, worst case scenario, still just playing 1 Refurbished Familiar is very good. Okay, tap land, and then let's see what they play. I have a feeling they might want to progress their clock. I do like the depletion lands, and honestly, I think I'd run them in like Mono White Heroic run depletion lands now, which I really love the idea. Like, it's, when we played it, I think it was just very good. So they likely have a Bolt. What we're going to do is we're going to play this Glaze Fiend first, and then we can play Refurbished Familiar, and I'm just hoping they don't do anything on the stack. They could run Breath Weapon as well, actually, but we can't. They would have done it in response to this, so we get in for a nice 4, and the next turn we can play like Lembas and attack the Refurbished Familiar and the Glaze Fiend. This thing gets insanely powerful very quickly. It's like bloody ATOG, back in the ATOG days. Yeah, in for 4, crazy. All we need is like Mox Opal in Pauper, eh? That's all we need, just a Mox Opal. So they discarded they cycled a Jolted Awake, okay. Makes you think. We're tapped out, they can do whatever they want. If they play anything too crazy, at least we have this Refurbished Familiar in the back. They do have the Breath Weapon, which is a fair cop. That's little on me running into stuff, but we have our own Breath Weapon. So we will still play Lembas and then Refurbished Familiar, and then we'll let them build up their board a little bit, and then we will hopefully strike them down in one big swoop. But they do... Only this has the haste, so it doesn't give other creatures haste, so we can still get Lembas, sort out our draws a little bit, and then hopefully we can Arms of Hadar like three creatures or so. Let's hit a Glaze Fiend, because I wouldn't mind. If I'm returning anything, which I don't have the Blood Fountain anymore, I'd rather return that. Okay, let's just start off with this. So another Refurbished Familiar would obviously be good. I don't need another Arms of Hadar, I can go on the bottom. Insight's nice. We'll still just play the 1 Refurbished Familiar and say go. And I mean, we can play very attrition-y, but I think I'd rather just keep this Refurbished Familiar in play, and then we can just hit whatever creature they play. And then hopefully this Insight takes us to pound down. We can draw some more cards. They do have the Relic, which is a little bit annoying. They should be cycling that every turn. Whoa, hello. Alright, that's all their lands. What are you playing with that? Holy moly. Come on. Lay it on thick. Yep. And then just like another one like this, where 100% Arms of Hadaring is the pretense of that? Post tense? Future tense? Come on. Play another creature. Play another creature. They're absolutely huge. We actually will block here. Thraben Charm, huge. Okay. Well, we're definitely just going to take our 2-for-1. It's a big crack of damage, though. I do forget that doesn't have haste. But yeah, if they play any other... You know, they've only got one land now. We draw a land. We have to answer Fadar. You're the player that I'm going to target. Bing bong, bing bong. And then we'll just insight this Limbus. I mean, we'll probably just insight, honestly, the Darksteel Citadel, really. Because Limbus at least can gain life. Alright, we're just staring each other down. They got 2 cards, we got 2 cards. At least we got this insight that can try and find something good. Zhong, I love a good Zhong Deserter. They're also Armsel Fadar proof as well. Right, so this is all they have. So let's really hope we get something good off of this damn Eviscerator's Insight, and then we can take it from there. Ickle Wellspring's probably our best draw. That is not our best draw. Let's just Insight onto there. Glaze Fiend's nice. Well, let's play a Glaze Fiend. I mean, I'm probably even going to just sack that other Vault of Whispers, to be honest. I can see them cycling through this Relic. Probably not going to get much use out of this Insight, the flashback of the Insight. And we don't have anything to sack anyway. That was a good hit. That was a very good hit. I have a feeling we're going to take it, to be honest. I think we're taking 5. Let's take 5, and then we'll Insight our Vault of Whispers. So we need some creatures, like a Packdoll would be nuts. I mean, Refurbished Familiar is not terrible. It's something we can block with. 2 Refurbished Familiars, and they draw cards as well. So I was meant to actually play a little bit differently there. Because I may draw a Vault of Whispers, and I should be playing that. Yeah, it probably doesn't matter anyway, because this is obviously cost 1 now, so we'll play it. But this could have been a lot bigger. Alright, let's attack. And we're very likely, I think we're going to sack this Limbus actually to gain life. We've got these Vault of Whispers if these Eviscerator's Insights survive. And I think we're just going to be blocking this Battle Singer. I think that is the play. Double Vault of Whispers is a bit cringe though. Alright, they drew another creature. I wonder what it is. And Arms of Fadar would not be good. Oh, Treetop Freedom Fighters. That's a big yuff. So, we're going to have to... We're almost pretty cooked here, to be honest. We have to block the Battle Singer and the Freedom Fighter. And we're just taking 4. Yuff. Yeah, I mean, we gotta. Yeah, they have to attack like this. I totally get it. And let's just, yeah, get rid of this Limbus. This really took a turn for the worst, you know. So we're on 2. Any order's fine. There we go. I thought the auto use was going to take me away there. We'll gain life. We'll shuffle it back in. We got these insights. I think really a pack. Oh. I mean, Black Mage's Rod is kind of good. And there's a blocker as well, and then we can take 2 from that. Yeah, honestly, let's just play it. We have to try and still beat them as well. I'm tempted because we're not probably going to try and get rid of this Zhong. We have to try and beat them. We just put this on the Glaze Fiend now because it just adds to our clocks. And we can block the ally token at least. We need them to kind of not draw anything for a little bit. It's funny because the insights are probably just a bit too much. We're in like turn 8 here as well. It's crazy. 1 card, what do you draw? Go and cycle the Relic. First strike is very good. It's very, very good. If you draw an ally, it does get worse. It is tempting to even just take 3 here. I think we just take 3, go to 2, see what we draw. Alright, Darksteel Citadel's not that good. Let's play it. We essentially need to draw something very good here. Let's sacrifice this. And 7. Doesn't quite do it, does it? We'll do what, 3? Dead on the crack back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we can do it right. Yeah, it was it'd be 3, 4, 5, 6. Just not enough. We'll pass. So we have to hope they don't really draw anything on this turn, and then we can block the Zhong or the Highland Berserker. Hero token blocks something else, and then we Fanatic offering the hero token. We get an artifact come into play. We do 1 damage to them, and then we have to try and draw something else. Okay, that's good that they're cycling that. It means that they don't have anything. And 1 mana allies don't really exist either. Okay, as soon as we draw something, we should be able to win from here. It's been a very interesting game, and this is the kind of stuff that I like to play. But yeah, they attack. And we will block, I guess, just with that, and then we'll sack this. We do have to kind of win next turn, though. It's when it enters, right? Yeah. I should probably check that before I did the blocking shenanigans. I want all the lands in play. The token doesn't matter. They have plenty of 1/1s in play now. If they draw a land, they can go a little bit crazier. Cast down is interesting. All right, we get rid of that. Okay. It should be good with the Pactol now. It's because it's whenever that enters or an artifact enters. We can play Pactol. They said good play to the artifact. There's very few instant speed artifact stuff. Anyway, let's play the Pactol. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can play the Vault of Whispers, play the Ichor Wellspring, and we should get there then. The flying's absolutely cracked on this Glaze Fiend. Let's play that. Draw a card. And that's lethal. GG. Close games. After an absolute battle of the rolls, we have come out the victor and we're going first. It's a little bit slow, but you know what? Let's keep it. Let's see. The whole point of these decks is we have to see what works and what doesn't. The fact we've got lands, we've got draws, we just don't have really any interaction if they're a fast deck. Because Pactol was generally a little bit slow. So we'll just start with the Swamp Vault of Whispers. Reason being is like, it didn't really change. We draw a Refurbished Familiar now. We can play Vault and then we can still cast it. And rather than kind of think we're maybe Jund or something like that as well, that's also the reason why we're not playing Vault of Whispers straight off the bat. Okay. Let's play a Vault now. And then I'm almost tempted to actually Inviscerate Insight with the Spell Bomb. Because they're not doing anything fast, we might want the extra value. So rather than just like 2 for 2ing us, alright, let's just discard this Citadel. So they're obviously just a mono black variant. So yeah, we want to get the most out of this Inviscerator's Insight. So probably just going to pass. Snuff Out is absolutely god awful. That's going to be something that we're going to be discarding in the near future. But on our turn, yeah, we're very likely just going to be Inviscerator's Inciting the Spell Bomb and then paying the black to draw a card off of it. So we can get 3 fresh cards for 3 mana, even though we're using 2 cards. And I may as well attack for 1 here. hopefully they have some snuff outs in their deck as well, so we're not going to just, you know, have blanks just us. And do they have a swamp? They don't have a swamp. Alright, they're trying to find a swamp here. It's good to hit this Eviscerator's Insight because that's flashback, so we can go Eviscerators, pay 2, sacrifice that, and then we'll pay the black. Yes, please. Draw some cards. Fanatic Offering's good. I mean, that's good as well. So we're going to play this Wellspring, and then we'll play the Refurbished Familiar, and we'll be on our merry way. Shame we can't get that Glaze Fiend straight off the bat. And let's see the Battle of the Mono Black here. So whether straight Devotion probably can win, or whether this version can win. The thing is, we're not running Crypt Rats, which can be a little bit scary. Sub-wise, because we're already pretty grindy. We'll probably bring the Duresses to handle their stuff, go for Throats, and probably bring the rest of the Spell Bombs for draws, and we'll take out some of the useless stuff like Grim Baubles, probably not that good, and Snuff Outs we'll take. Alright, there you go, they got their graveyard land kicking along there. Probably what we're going to be doing is sacrificing the, we'll attack first, and then we're going to do Offering onto the Wellspring. Now we got that. I think we still attack first. Oh, I clicked it. You saw me click it. But alas, it did not take. We'll play this, and just in case they have a Grim Bauble on their turn, we'll do the Fanatic Offering on their turn. Because then it will survive. Wish there were two. There were a virtual 18, just remember that. I did click the Refurbished Familiar, but there's probably just some lag on the account of Magic Online. It is a bit of an archaic program. I clicked with intent though, maybe not enough intent. Okay, so they're not doing anything. These probably don't feel like the best cards to like cast down. Like Refurbished Familiar feels awful just bolting that kind of deal. So, I mean, Snuff Outs. It's probably not good from their perspective because of like, oh, this guy's like drawing so many cards, but we are drawing a lot of random stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna play Pactol, and then we'll just jam everything down. We'll play this Refurbished Familiar, and let's just get in with everything. I probably want to cast down the Pactol, but we have another Pactol. Just wish I didn't have these bloody Snuff Outs, that's for sure. We'll always yield to these. Always yield. Casting down the Glaze Fiend. Okay, so that tells me they obviously have another one. And to be honest, now let's just attack with Refurbished Familiar. At least we've got Baubles as well for if they have a Refurbished Familiar. But they're meant to be on less. And maybe they don't have any yellow removal spells, but I assume they would, unless they're just jam-packed with lots of like these cards in their hand. But normally they're running some other stuff. Maybe they have like a troll that they want to cycle here and Exhume or... Alright, they let us resolve with the Pactol, so I don't know what that tells me exactly. Alright, they're running Shambling Ghast. I mean, that's the thing they can Eviscerate. That's something I guess they didn't want to play straight off, but maybe they drew that though. Alright, they're running a bit more of like a creature-based version, so obviously they're just going to spike off for Refurbished Familiar here. But I'm quite happy just playing a Pactol and even playing a Bauble, to be honest. I mean, if they play like a rat, that's fine with me. Yeah, that's fine. Let's get rid of these Snuff Outs. At least it's not easy. It's not hard to discard a card here. Like Snuff Outs, absolute garbage here. Okay. The passing. There's not too much they can do with the one land. Yeah, let's honestly just attack because I actually want to get in. Sorry, we'll play the Pactol first, and then I want to play the Grim Bauble because I do want to end this game quickly. If they're not playing much, it tells me they have grindy cards in their hand, likely. So I want to finish this game so we can just go to the game too. Because I feel like if this is the case with their deck, then if they're able to stabilize, then they might be able to win. And they've got lots of discard and stuff like that. So we get 2 more hits off that, and then now I feel a lot better. You know, what's this? Is this a Village Rites? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine with me. Like this the Grim Bauble is essentially just like a Hopeless Nightmare. They've got 4 cards left, so we get in. Now they kind of have to deal with like 2 2 pack dolls, and they're on 7. So even if one survives, you know, we can use this map token, put it on something, and then we can inside this Grim Bauble, play another Grim Bauble. We can kind of just like spin the wheels a fair bit. They have to deal with these pack dolls, otherwise it's going to be very grim for them. I mean, this hits the refurbished familiar, but we're still going to be. I'm still going to Grim Bauble it because I'd rather get in with the pack dolls. Oh, that's nice. Let's play that first. And maybe what we'll do is we will explore onto the refurbished familiar and then do the Grim Bauble, because then it might be able to survive. We might be able to just kill them like this. We can almost get them like this. Let's explore, because if we hitting a land's kind of fine. Put that in the graveyard. Yeah. I was going to say we could just attack and then play like any spell there. Alright, so let's bring in spell bombs. We bring in dresses because we want to hit their card draws. We kind of want them to just peter out. Go for Throat is... Honestly, that kind of removal I don't feel is as good. The Snuff Outs go... Let's have a look here. We want to keep all our creatures. Viscerates, Inside, Cast Downs, Pack Dolls. I'm less hot on like Cast Down, Spot Removal. All their stuff is like an ETB effect. So it does something straight off the bat. Grim Bauble, at least we can get some use out of it. But I don't want to get rid of all of it. Maybe we are more of the aggro deck though. Well, I love Blood Founders. I love it all, to be honest. Maybe we just cut... We don't want as many spell bombs or something like that. Let's have a look here. Lembuses, Echo Wellsprings. We want to keep all those. Blood Fountains, Baubles. You do want some level of removal. I think the Baubles are fine for that. And we're taking out a fair bit. Maybe just bring the 1 extra spell bomb. We don't want so many, and we haven't really seen much besides the Eviscerator's Insights out of them, so maybe that's the only kind of thing that they're really using. We do want to keep everything else though. Yeah, spot removal just feels so gross. I think we generally out-tempo them anyway, and all our creatures outweigh theirs, so I think we just truff on as we are. Okay, so we're on the draw here. This is, I would say it's a mulligan. We need to kind of hit our lands. We are on the draw, but we do want 20 lands. And they mulled to 6 as well. Oh, they're keeping. You know what, let's keep this because we have the spell bomb. And let's probably just put on 1 pack doll. And worst case scenario, like we get a draw, another spell bomb draw, and another draw. And if we draw a land, then playing Refurbished Familiar is pretty busted. And you know what, like this is fine as well, playing this. And if we draw a land, we can go Spellbomb, Refurbished Familiar, and then play Fanatic Offering. So a Vault's obviously our best draw. This is if we draw a Vault, sorry. They kept... Okay, I was going to say did they keep 1 lander, but they didn't. Ravenous Rats. Let's just discard the 1 Insight. Alright, Vault is Excelente, so we'll play Spellbomb and then we'll play Refurbished Familiar. Very lucky. And then next turn we can start churning through these Fanatical Offerings. Kind of wish we got rid of the Pack Doll now, to be honest. We bottom 1 though, and I think it's very important in this matchup anyway. Refurbished Familiar is better than a Ravenous Rats though. We might even keep around, if they don't get rid of this Refurbished Familiar straight away, I think maybe we just keep it around to try and Fanatic Offering it instead. Playing Wellspring. I mean, this is really the start of the engines here, let me tell you. That probably tells me that they have another 1 mana removal. Yeah, we'll take 1. Our clock's faster than theirs. Okay. They're letting us untap, that's good. We'll play this land. Let's just attack. And then if they want to do something to this Refurbished Familiar, we can just Fanatical Offering it, draw some cards, cycle now Spellbomb. Their clock's not very fast, so I feel okay. And the Village Writing that as well. Okay. I mean, depending on what they do, if they do want to remove this Refurbished Familiar, then we... What's this? Just another Rats. So on the stack, we'll do the Spellbomb. So we'll sack the Spellbomb and just draw some cards. Pay the black. Yes, please. Lembis, draw 2 more cards. I think we just get rid of the duress here. Everything draws cards. Pack Doll is still important. And we can just run back the turn we just did. And if they have something for this Ravenous Rats, then that's just kind of like, is what it is. Okay, another Refurbished Mill is very good because we just hit this other map token. I'm even tempted to play this Lembas to try and get another land out, to be honest. It's tempting. No, let's play the Refurbished Familiar because if they decide to Doomblade one of these Refurbished Familiars, then at least we can do a Fanatical Offering off of it. And keeping the map token's kind of nice if we want to put it on a Pack Doll or, you know. May make our Glaze Fiend later on a bit better. We're probably going to cut down on Glaze Fiends, I guess. Okay, they discarded a Swamp. Alright, 4 cards. We got a really decent clock now as well. We've got a good ability to draw cards. 4. What's this? Maybe they're playing a Pack Doll, which I don't really care about because we run more artifacts than it looks like. 4 mana. And you gain life. Okay, well let's just Fanatic Offering this. Sorcery Suite as well was a bit yuff because we can do that. That fizzles in, they don't gain life. We draw some lands, which is good. And I think we're playing a Pack Doll. I think we're actually going to play Swamp Pack Doll though, because the Volta Whispers counts towards the draining. And having the artifact itself doesn't really do anything, so... We've drawn plenty of cards now. And if they're doing that, then I feel like they don't have as much lands to hit anything else. Let's attack for 2. Bing bong. Let's play this Pack Doll. There you go. And then we can play the Volta Whispers, Lembas' kind of style. Consume Spirit. I mean, it's a cool card. It's weird that it's only black mana. It's kind of like Corrupts and stuff like that. But I think Corrupts are uncommon. I do like an X spell like that though. What if Corrupt's legal? It's uncommon, okay. No, it's legal in Pauper. I think you'd rather run that than the Consume Spirit because you get way more off of it. They can attack with the Rat, that's fine. I think the thing is if they have another Consume Spirit, if they have a land then they can deal 3 to it. So we'll take 1 because we're going to be gaining a bunch of life with that. I guess the other problem is they could have played like the Akiba Gang Ambusher or something like that. Which is, we'll play land first. Oh, sorry, yeah, it doesn't really matter with the Glaze Fiend. I can't untap that now, so I have to play this here. Which I think is fine anyway. Let's just do Lembas, and then I'm going to probably just chuck something. Let's do Lembas first. And then let's just map token onto like the Refurbished Familiar, I think. And then tapping out like this means that we can just actually put the map token on something specific. Okay, they're letting us do this. Okay. We don't want Juristus anymore. We kind of... They have a couple cards in hand, but yeah, we'll keep that on top. That's a good card. Let's fire this off on the Refurbished Familiar because they care about that less. In our land, that's fine. Let's attack. I can smell there's probably like a cast down coming here. I'm not too stressed because we've got a Fanatical Offering, and if they hit a graveyard hate here, then that's a fine top deck. They remove our Eviscerators inside, which only sucks a little bit. But like if they're drawing graveyard hate, that means they're not drawing action. So swings and roundabouts, as they say. Another Fanatical Offering is fantastic. We also have to remember they're on 5, and they have to remove a fair bunch of our stuff here. Alright, quick wrap-up time. So this deck was actually really fun to play. I was kind of a bit surprised by it, to be honest. I thought there wasn't going to be heaps and heaps of play to it, but really, there was a fair bit. And against that Jund match at the beginning, it was just so good. Really, really fun to play it. Things I would probably change. I mean, there's probably not too much I would change. Probably with the sideboarding and stuff like that. I think this deck is floor level, really easy to play. Play your creature spells, play your drains, and then just start drawing cards and doing that. But there's really a high ceiling to this deck in the level of finicky sequencing that you have to do, and the things that you can draw, and the untapped mana that you have, and when do you sacrifice lands versus sacrificing tokens and whatnot. And even playing at the beginning, it's like, well, I could technically play a Refurbished Familiar here, so like, what lands do I play? But if I play these lands, then it also makes the Glaze Fiend worse as well. So it has some very interesting gives and takes, which is just a very interesting deck. It's more than meets the eye. This is definitely a deck I'll purchase in paper, to be honest, to just play at the locals. It was very fun. It got my brain to work. It had tools against everything. I think probably it's just mono black for what it is, but like that Jund deck, if they did have the makeshift munitions, we were just cooked. 100% cooked. So the only way we were going to win that game was just then us dodging that all the time. So the Jurist was obviously very good here. Extractive Confession played a big role, especially in that last game with the Writhing Chrysalis. I'm probably running a bit too much removal here, but you also got to think like this isn't just like a standard like Jund deck where like, okay, if we just have heaps of value and get them with the Chrysalis at the end, what else do we need to do? This deck really needs its like its engine, so it needs to run the Refurbished Familiars, the Pack Dolls, all the 2-mana draws and the Glaze Fiends and the Wellsprings. Everything else can kind of move around, but they all have the kind of roles of like reach and grindiness with like the Blood Fountains. So things are really hard give or take to see. I probably can't give much opinion into the sideboarding. I know this deck's been played before online, so you might want to check out some other deck cards or something like that. But it's probably pretty close to how good it can get. I'd probably just maybe tinker with the sideboard depending on what your meta's like. You know, you could have more Blood Fountains in the sideboard against Jund and whatnot, but we have issues with dealing with their artifact hate. You know, we can't dust to dust their null spell bomb to then crack our Blood Fountain. Like, we kind of have to use something to force them to use the null spell bomb. And that's why I kind of took ours out in the end anyway, just a couple, because I wanted to have more speed. I wanted to get them with the Glaze Fiend or something like that, because that's how we won game 2. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.